talked to Fran and Dan and multiple designers about how we can actually get this to work. And something that's also been brought up in some chats lately are commuters on just train stations and things like that. So I thought I might show some of the poses and then the shoots. There's some work in progress. And drumming is obviously what I like as well, so I've got to put that in. But this is something that I'm really interested in adding, which is some characters with different kinds of postures, things
so
like
here
that.
we have a wall panel, which is essentially this is a full-blown usable, and in here this is what houses the goes in a minute. There we go. So the wall panel is the thing that houses. Okay, he's going to walk off. Typical. It houses the ship components. So things like shield generators, quantum drives, relays, whatever it ends up being. And inside there, you're going to have things like fuses or whatever other kinds of subcomponents that might be relative to that component. And they're going to affect the statistics of the component in some way, most likely just like, if certain fuses were broken, you would probably expect the thing to not work as well as if it had 3 fully functioning fuses. Mm-hmm. So the player is going to be able to, go in here and do whatever they like with the fuses. They could swap it out themselves if they want to. And then, place a new one back if they need. Say that one was broken. Close it. You could open the next one. Same kind of thing.
And this will all play into resource gameplay and engineering and stuff, which we'll be discussing again later this year.
Interestingly, that doesn't want to close. That's a new bug. Typical. So, yeah, the point is, though, that the NPCs, we want them to be able to do all of this kind of stuff as well. So in the future, when you can hire a crew, for example, you'd want them to be able to go up and change these fuses for you, without you having to do it all yourself.
Right.
And while what we've done so far is very squadron focused, we've also obviously had the PU in mind as well for just making sure that anything that we do will continue to work there as well. You can tell the NPC to open the wall panel door, and they'll still check when they get there.
It must be the new people who think we do pre-recorded things, because the people who have been here for 10 years, they have to know by now. We always do live. Warts and all.
I'll be honest, though, I had a significantly worse bug like half an hour before we started the call. Managed to get that fixed, though. So yeah, this is an example of an NPC actually doing something relatively new that we've developed, which is assignments, which is this assignment in particular is it basically just tells this NPC to find this wall panel and just use it forever, because there's going to be plenty of situations where we want in squadron or wherever we're going to want these NPCs just staying in that place, because we know that as the player's going to walk through there, that it's going to look good if somebody's there. So this is just a behavior now where the NPC is going to just keep going through all of the different actions that they can do on it. So they can do like inspects on the component, they can do inspects on the fuses, takes places. If they've got like a flashlight or a data pad, they could use those as well. Because that's another thing as well, so that the NPC is aware of the things that they have on them. So the equipment that they have available to them. So if they have like a flashlight, then they'll use that. If they don't, then they're not going to bother trying to use that action. But one of the really cool things about this is how the fuse itself is usable, the component is usable, and the wall panel is usable as well. So you've got like a 3-step hierarchy of usables, and the NPC is still able to search for the fuse, interact with the fuse directly, and understand that it's got the component and the wall panel between it and the fuse, and still act accordingly.
So basically, what you're saying here, so it's like I said, the NPC comes up here, it can recognize that there's a door, it opens the door, it recognizes that there is a giant component inside here, what component it is, what it's supposed to do, and then it recognizes that even within that component there are subcomponents, and they all have particular jobs and purposes, and it can sit there and it can go through and validate each one
Exactly, yeah. And we can also put tags on the different fuses as well. Say one of the fuses was broken. We can tag that up as like damaged or broken or whatever it might be. And then we can give the engineer a task to say, find any broken fuses and then go straight to those ones and replace them with fresh ones.
Or upgrade them to a different thing.
Could be.